Yeah, I expect to see Chen next, and if I think beastcoast will also probably run it back with a Tiny, and if they do, I think Fnatic will not respond with Warlock likely. Either that, or if they pick the Warlock, they'll pick some core with it that enables the Warlock more than just the support Tusk. It's possible they felt like, hey, this Warlock defeated nothing in the last game, this hero's trash, we want to move away from it, and they look for something more like a Dazzle, which everybody picks every single game.
How do you compare the two? Like, which one would you rate a little bit higher when it comes to Warlock and Dazzle?
I think Dazzle currently is definitely a more powerful hero. Dazzle has this ability to both play defensive and chill, and deep push the lane with the whatever the heck the E is, and play a calm lane if the enemy's trying to pressure you. And he can also play aggressive. Whereas Warlock only has the ability to play defensive. He can't go check runes. He can't go battle. All he can do is whatever the W is called, if he can heal spell, just keep casting it over and over like a bot.
Shadow Word.
Yeah, that spell.
Sounds yeah.
Yeah, that one.
We got it, guys. This is totally different then from Fnatic. Much more aggressive.
Yeah. Viper's here, I thought they may have won it last game, and I think opening up with that, core plus support makes a lot of sense. You've kind of secured that offlane for DJ plus jabs, and it's this offlane that we haven't really seen any great heroes that lane well against the Viper this tournament, I feel.
Yeah, it is a very scary hero. Maybe you can come up with conceptual answers for this stuff, but the issue is if you mess up some, the game kind of just ends because you die 4 times in lane and you're like level 3, and it's just like a very scary proposition as a carry that like, hey, if I mess up a little bit, if I misstep, suddenly the game is just over at like 6 minutes. That's really freaking spooky.
Yeah, I feel like the best hero I've seen against the Viper has actually been from the 5 role has been Enchantress, but I think if you're Beast Coast, first facing Enchantress doesn't feel good because you're picking your 2 supports. So if anything, it may just be Fnatic who get to ban Enchantress now.
Yeah, I mean, the other weird thing is like normally when you see a hero, you would like to counterpick it in lane if you have the opportunity, if there's something that's spicy there. But like Hector doesn't play Furion, so they're not going to pick Furion on 8 there. Like the other ones that are good against Viper offlane are these like Jugs and Nexus and stuff, but you don't know if this Viper's offlane. It could be, it's flexing, right? So I think Beast Coast opting for this Lina is like a very Beast Coast pick. It's a hero that Chris Luck is very comfortable on. It's very good against Viper, so now Fnatic is already inclined to put the Viper offlane or support, so you're sort of limiting Fnatic's options. And it's also a hero that pairs well with Tiny, because you have this like toss back, you have this like, setup stun for Lina to like land her stun, you have a hero to go in front first. I think it's a very Beast Coast pick, something they're very comfortable with, and I think it's also pretty solid.
Whenever I see Viper or Razor, my first thought is like Nature's Prophet, because that's how a lot of teams have responded to it. But I swear to God, I'm sick of it. I don't want any more Nature's Prophets. Has it won a game recently? Like, when was the last time we saw Nature's win? I'm so sad. Every game, it feels like he just super struggles.
How do you feel about the Earthshaker as well on Fnatic? It's more likely to be going to DJ as a 4, whereas we have mostly seen it as a 5 in the major.
Yeah, so has been playing it as 5 a decent amount. Zinq has been playing it at 4 some, so there's like some back and forth there. I do think it is interesting that they opt to take their 4 here instead of their 5 in the first phase. The prior 2 games, they took Dubu's hero first phase, and now they switch it up and they take DJs instead. So a bit of a switch up there. Maybe they felt like the Warlock was too counterpicked in the last game. We sort of talked about him having low impact, so maybe they see that and they're like, hey, we'd like to counterpick our 5. We'd like to give our 5 the counterpick in lane because we're picking if you can Tusk or Shaker or Tiny or if you can whatever the heck anyway, right? It's all the same hero. Like, is it really going to change anything?
Yeah, the Earthshaker does feel like harder to kind of go mid with sometimes though. Like a Marcy, for example, we've seen her strength in being able to come from behind the mid and rebound off and get that impact, whereas Earthshaker really has to spend a lot of time like going around, getting like the block off properly. We've seen some Shakers in that regard really fall behind in levels and gold because they're not getting like either space on the map because the carry's too greedy, they are spending a lot of time smoking instead of sitting in a lane. Like, it's a very precarious hero that we really have only seen LGD playing to the maximum effectiveness.
I'm curious, like, as a mid play, you see this Lina come out, like, are there certain heroes that you think Brow's already, like, thinking about that he wants to play into Lina right now?
Yeah, I mean, Kunkka is one of the better ones. They banned out the Kunkka. I mean, the annoying thing about this Lina hero, whenever you blind pick it like this in a game where, like, what's good against Lina is, like, lineups and gameplay. It tends not to be specific mid heroes because the hero is just a freaking stupid laner with, like, 1 billion damage and 5 armor and a dumb nuke. So you tend to, like, want things that swarm her or gank her. You check her runes or things like this. And Fnatic is, like, they're okay at that. But in terms of like straight 1-to-1 counter picks, it's not that easy to just like, you pick this and Lina's like, uh-oh, spooky, because the hero is just a freaking dumb laner.
Tell us how you really feel.
Oh, you sure you want that?
Yeah.
You hate Lina? Who are the honest mid heroes then? Because it doesn't sound like Lina or Puck fit that category.
Good old Shadow Fiend.
Shadow Fiend's honest. I'll play against Shadow Fiend all day.
Fnatic actually did end up picking up the Dazzle. It wasn't in that first phase, but they do pick it up anyway, Quinn.
The Dazzle's great. Oh, you said Gwyn?
I did, but only because he talked about it. But you can explain your thoughts, Sheep.
Sheep, I would love to hear what you have to say.
Oh my gosh, thank you, Quinn.
Fuck you.
I really love the Dazzle this patch and like how the Grave and how effective it is because for those that don't know, you get more healing amp for how much health you're missing. So people will get Graved, play their health down as far as possible, especially in early. You can then get like a Fairy Fire plus Wand off, and it pulls you up on like to nearly half health. Like these early Graves are actually been looking really, really effective. So I love this hero's like just early to mid when you are having this hard carry and you focus everything on him, and your Grave just like lets him exist.
That is a weird hero choice. I did not expect Elder Titan here at all. The hero, I don't know if it's been played more than like the. I guess Seb has been playing it some here and there.
Times, yeah.
It's been, I was gonna say played 4 times.
Quinn, can you rate what I said about Dazzle? Was it?
Oh my god.
1 to 10. Did you enjoy it?
It was impeccable.
Wonderful.
It's flawless.
That's not a 1 to 10 scale, bro. Where does impeccable fit on a 1
out of 10, my friend.
It's between 8 and 9.
That's great. That's great.
Okay, carry on.
I was gonna say, I actually keep talking about the Elder Titan though, and now the CK that's come out for Beast Coast.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's possible that Beast Coast is eyeing for a tri-lane here. I do not think Elder Titan Chaos Knight will do very well against Viper Shaker. I think that lane will probably be quite bad. So there's a possibility here that Beast Coast looks for something more solo-y, and they look to like do some shenanigans and like tri-lane kill the Viper level 1. But there's definitely like a lot of volatility in this lane. It could potentially go like extremely poorly for Beast Coast and snowball out of control, because CK is not a hero that plays particularly well from behind, like whatsoever.
Cool.
Cool.
Alex, how would you rate that out of 10?
Yeah, how would you rate that out of 10?
With a word, but it has to be between numbers.
It was fine.
Spectacular. Spectacular out of 10.
Not with the 5. That's like a 5.
Right? Wouldn't you say? Fnatic PL, they're going back to it. Tried, true, tested.
Yeah, this is a scary pick. This is very scary. I do not think Beast Coast is happy seeing this. This lad's gonna have a very free lane. Dazzle plus anything against Tiny plus most stuff is gonna have pretty much free farm. It has good matchups against basically all the Beast Coast heroes. I think if you're Fnatic, you have this last pick too. You get to counter pick whatever Beast Coast is about to pick to like round up your lineup. You'll get some Brile here most likely to make things like nicer. And give you some either like skirmishing powers and fighting, maybe some more disables. I think Fnatic is in a way better position here. Which is not good news for me.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, wow, you must not enjoy us saying that.
I saw the freaking ghosty illusion man, and I was not happy.
You're like, oh, no,
Well,
they let it through.
If we think about like Whisper, one of the things that he is known for is his Leshrac. He like took it, he saw Brax playing it, he took it, he made it his own, and off lane Leshrac is like a big thing for him. So when you look at PL counters, Lesh is kind of pretty up there. You're playing with a melee hero to tank for you in lane, and like yeah, I don't know how hard the matchup is, because obviously we don't see Lesh off lane anymore.
Yeah, I'd like to see Beast Coast go for like some of their own comfort and flavor. If like the Leshrac, even the off lane Snapfire, that's another hero with like some nice AoE magic damage. Like they need something that's not going to get run over by a Dazzle PL lane, which looks to me like the ranged cores.
Yeah, I think the Leshrac suggestion is pretty cute. It's definitely like a very, very comfort hero for...
Cute. What number is that?
That's like a 6 to a 7, right?
Yeah, I think that's a fair rating.
Hey, they banned it. That's 10 out of 10 me.
10 out of 10? That's honestly the biggest respect I can take as an analyst. I'm retiring.
All right, see you, Sheep. It was really great to have you on the panel, though.
Peace.
Sorry,
all right. So Sheep, what else do you think Whisper has in his Rolodex of heroes?
All right, let me just think here. I'm just gonna look at my notes. Coddle.
I like it.
Oh wait, it's banned. God damn it.
Okay, you and Fnatic are on the save wavelength right now, which is actually just too impressive.
Yeah. At this point, I think you just kind of call it and
go game 4.
You just asked for a reset.
Yeah, guys, can we get a mulligan on this draft? Thank you. I'll go.
Off-lane Faceless Void. All right. Yes.
Yeah, I remember we've seen it work in the past.
Yeah, well, like what you don't need to deal with like figuring out what cat's real if you just put all of them in the big purple sphere.
It's always very telling. You get to this last pick and the team has like all their reserve time left and they're just ticking it down, like ticking. You know they're a little bit stumped and really like they're going to pick a hero that they're not totally thrilled about a lot of the time.
Yeah, I mean the thing is you could pick something like an Underlord that has like some merits. They could go for that again, but I think the lane might be rather spooky against Dazzle. You'll end up just like pulling waves, but this PO will like mega free farm. Like you're not going to punish this guy in lane. I think realistically, pretty much whatever you pick, you're not pressuring this guy. So it's a matter of like Beast Coast getting something they feel like is going to like solve their lineup issues. Because in terms of pressure in the offlane, I just don't see it like happening that realistically.
What do you think about just more AoE control like an Enigma?
It is possible, but it's actually not that bad. I actually think Enigma is a decent pick here. They might even go for it.
Magnus, the AoE control. We got the vibe right. He just comes out in the form of Magnus. I think Zai played it earlier this tournament, and that's about it.
Yep.
It didn't look good though that game.
How dare you say that about Zai's Magnus?
Did they win with it?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know they didn't win with it. I just wanted to hear you say it.
Whatever, it's cool.
It is cool. I think Beast Coast definitely still have some holes in the lineup, and Fnatic has a hero yet to pick. But it is a hero Whisper, like we were talking about comfort heroes. I think in a game 3 like this, like Magnus' hero Whisper is very comfortable on. Dawn mid?
Question mark?
Or, I mean, Viper could go mid.
I feel like it's Dawn mid, yeah.
Oh, wow. Doesn't that get bonked by Lina?
It'll probably do okay. You'll get like semi-bonked, but not like mega bonked.
Okay.
I think
It's like decent bonked. It's decent bonking.
I feel like every time we draft, you just have like one word that you're like fixated on. It's like this one's bonked. How are the rest of the lane matchups though? Not just that mid with the Lina and Dawn.
I think Fnatic's in a much happier spot. I think they'll be either Bing chilling or they will be doing very well in either or both of the lanes.
Getting bonked.
Yeah, bonked as they say. So if I were a team, I would rather be Fnatic.
This looks like a Dream Viper game. Like other than the Lina, like everything else, you're like, yeah, I'm feeling like my hero matches up well against everything here. 4 melee heroes. As long as the lane goes well for Jabs, it feels like a game where he can really set up Tomato for success.
Alex, how do you think that was going to play out?
Well, I definitely like Fnatic's lineup more, but I am huffing copium, so I'm gonna go for Beast Coast.
Oh, you're gonna take the copium that Quinn has left over.
Yes, please. I mean, there's not much. There's like little dregs, a little bit of.
My canister's running well.
Yeah, I could tell by the start of this major. But it's getting through. I'm so sorry. Fnatic and Beast Coast. Let's over to Gareth and Lacoste.
Well, a great job by our panel, bonking their way through the draft as we bonk our way into Game 3. Deciding time as Fnatic need that victory, and Beast Coast with a pretty unique draft coming into this one.
It's always a unique draft for Beast Coast, and we would like to congratulate Team Fnatic for qualifying to the... Just kidding, they're not done yet, but looking at their draft, they look like they're very close to it. Their last pick, Dawnbreaker on the mid lane.
Right.
A bit of a surprising one, I would say, considering it's into Lina matchup, so they're not playing this to dominate the lane, because he's definitely not going to be winning the lane against Lina. It's more about, I would say, counter initiation, because you have Dazzle, you have Dawnbreaker, you have that fast level 6, and usually the way you play around Magnus's RP is to have like these big teamfight ultis that can split things around.
Echo Slam as well.
Yeah, Echo Slam, Wyvern ulti is the one, like you having a Baron that can pop his ulti, shield some other guy. Dawnbreaker gets on top of the RP unless there's a skewer afterwards. So I think that's a good approach. And looking at the lane setup, seems like it's going to be a stinker.
Oh. Well, that's not where you want to be as Gojira. Up the staircase, fishered off, and first blood picked up by Dubu's Dazzle.
Same as game number 1, Dubu managing to get the first blood, and we saw what happens. Him being able to scale as Chen will pick up Magic Stick and Mago immediately.
Grab
We would definitely prefer if that first blood goes to someone else, but it's still free money.
Especially the PL, who wants to get that hand of Midas, as we've seen Tomato previously do. Well, Beast Coast still going to stick around at that top rune spot, grab the bottom river rune with K1 as well. So 3 going the way of BC. Early days here. A little sentry to block out the small camp, so Dubu going to try and limit the farm that C-Smile gets out of the mid lane.
Looking at side lanes for beastcoast, sorry Gary,
Go
this
ahead.
is 4 melee heroes, so there's not a way to have 1 range plus 1 melee, and this is a big issue. Playing into Earthshaker, Viper, like even Dazzle, getting close to Dazzle, getting closer to Phantom Lancer, you know there's going to be a lot of harassment, so little worried for both of the side lanes. I think mid lane is going to do well. C-Smile on his signature hero, Lina, definitely will do good, especially in this matchup against the melee hero.
Yeah, just keep spamming out the waves, clearing it out. I'll see how he does there. Large camp not blocked up, so Fnatic will be able to drag the creep waves around. Control this lane up with an Earthshaker and a Viper. They do offer kill threat. Again, to your point, with a double melee, Viper going to have a pretty decent time down here. But looking later on into the game, one of Beast Coast classics is this displacement ability. They've got tossback, skewers around, and the ability to isolate some of these heroes, like the Dazzle and the Earthshaker, who want to be playing from fog and trying to obscure their
That's
positioning.
something that you're always going to be careful about, especially when sieging high ground. Those tossbacks, those skewer backs that you mentioned will always have a kill threat. So far, so good for Beast Coast in the bottom lane. K1, 4 CS, Viper 2 and 3, focusing more on denies rather than last hits.
Yeah, trying to get some harassment in there as well. As we did just see top lane already, this skewer making Tomato's life a little more difficult, moving him away from his creep wave. And Stinger here. I guess one of the big reasons you don't block that large camp to try and stop your opponents from pulling is, as an ET, you want that large camp to be there, right? You want more creeps, you want your spirit to be stacking up.
This lane gets very difficult once Viper gets level 3, level 4 more slow. Also, I don't think you need Nether Toxin at all in this lane. You want to have another point in the corrosive skin, so you know that they're not going to be able to trade. Every single time they try to trade, there's going to be some damage, and yeah, as you said, Stinger keeping that big camp open on the bottom lane, but having a bit of a difficult time. He might get double damage from Astral Spirit, but so does Earthshaker with his Enchant Totem.
He sure does. Nice secure on the range creep with the Spirit they were there from Stinger, as both lanes from Fnatic pulling into the large camp over and over again to manipulate that equilibrium and drag the wave a little closer to their tower where it's much safer to farm. Jabs and DJ do just that. Sit there. Try and limit the tower damage coming onto the creeps, while we see Dubu has already dragged a couple of waves into the large camp. But Gojira
Toss back into Skewer under the tower.
Dubu, shockwaved, about to die, doesn't have Grave. He's going to fall here to Whisper. And there's the displacement tools utilized to perfection.
Dubu was sitting like 300 range away from a big camp and dragged into tier 1 tower. Nicely done by Beast Coast.
2000 range maneuverability there, forced movement. Very well done. He will return to lane though, try and deward his small camp. See Smile doing the same thing in the mid lane.
Pilot Tiny and co-pilot Magnus, giving him the treatment.
That's not an airline I'd like to be on, that's for sure. Dubu, is he going to be able to drag this through? Not often we see that, is it? The small camp pull into the large camp pull. He doesn't get it off. Gojira did just enough. Oh, or maybe he will. The Dark Troll's going to come and hit them. That's a rarity. The double pull used to be something that everyone did all the time.
Collapse plus rally. Teams did get better at stopping those pulls. They do understand, but Gojira getting harassed quite a lot.
Trying to clear out the Tomato. Little toss there, the Tomato revenge.
Yeah, that's Tomato's younger brother. They did manage to kill him, but can't get the big one.
Yeah, he's going to want revenge on that. And Whisper, how's he doing CS-wise? 22 and 2. Another attempted go, but Gojira just going to avalanche and TP home. Will return with full resources once he's back in that top lane. He may even think about moving in towards mid to maybe help out C-Smile, get a kill on this Brile Dawnbreaker, who so far hasn't suffered that much. 5 last hits behind as a melee hero against Alina.
I would expect him to do like slightly worse. Not familiar with this matchup, so yeah, he's doing a very good job. I mean, having Celestial Hammer on the ground to be able to get that extra damage on the creeps, and also small camp is being farmed by Brile from the mid lane.
Yeah, just having that counter wave push. Super important for them. Lazy C-Smile putting the pressure on. A couple of spells. Brile does have stick charges and the raindrops to keep himself sustained though, and now he's level 6. the reactive ability with that Solar Guardian. It might be time to play aggressively in that bottom lane now, but it looks like Bryle, for now, just chilling back as DJ fishes up Stinger, lands the aftershock.
Hey, it's not fair. This is 3 versus 1. John Will also shows up with his mullet. Way too powerful, and they get a kill on Stinger.
And he's pointing and laughing at him as he dies. Where's Gojira heading? He did come in mid, helping out C-Smile, finds Dubu. Looking for the 6-minute rune, which is up in about 15 seconds. And Dazzle will keep him back. With a Blight Stone and the Poison Touch, there's a lot of physical damage through that minus armor. And even warding up this jungle to spot the movements of the Tiny.
Dawnbreaker has level 6 available if they find an opening.
Yeah, DJ steals the bounty bottom. Gojira grabs the one top. Haste rune denied by Dubu, but Laguna bladed. He's still got the grave, and on low HP he'll get it off. Saves himself with the avalanche. The move in from Gojira under tower, tosses across Bryle into Dubu.
Raindrop keeping him alive.
One more hit from C-Smile. Finally gets the
Bryle
kill.
could have saved him if he used the bottle charge.
Oh wait, Whisper. He's killed off the PL. CK comes top, and they've taken down Timado. He's not even leveled up RP. Magnus is level 6. So just through an empowered Chaos Knight, whacking down the Phantom Lancer.
K1 wants to stay on top of the net worth. He wants that empower, but seems like Magnus will need to find a different place to farm.
Yeah, I mean, CK, bottom of the cores in terms of net worth, definitely needs to pick things up.
He came here, pick up that level 3 empower. Usually we don't see that often from offlane Magnuses. It's more about getting the shockwave, getting the damage done. But he is prepping for K1, and he also wants to be able to like scale, get some farm done, because it does allow you to farm your Blink Dagger. It does have a mana boots. Visper has been the shining star of Beast Coast, not just throughout this tournament, but specifically this series. First game on Batrider, did extremely well, and his Buck performance in the previous one was top tier.
Yeah, beautiful stuff. Yeah, like you say, kind of a rarity for the position 1 and 3 to be playing together in the same lane. And this potentially opens things up for the 2 supports to play with C-Smile, get some aggression going. But it's very calm from Beast Coast, early days. Minor net worth lead for them, 3-2. Only 8 minutes in. This has given a lot of freedom to the Viper, though. Top of the net worth of the Dire. Having a very good time. Jabs. Pushing into tower as well. Limited defense coming in from Beast Coast, while C-Smile trapped on the low ground. In comes the Starbreaker, but the Stomp will cancel it. Now a Light Strike Array going to allow the Lina to slip away. Nice defensive maneuvering from Beast Coast to get out of the danger.
From Stinger with that Echo Stomp. It's a lot of mana commitment because you need to throw in Astral and also Echo Stomp. Like Earthshaker is a bit of a better version when it comes down to counter initiation, drops down the Fissure.
Yeah.
It's almost instant compared to ET Stun.
Does take a little bit longer, you're right. And what's C-Smile going for? I see a lot of money saved up. Is that the Boots of Travel rush coming in for the Lina?
Yeah, very smart, Gary. You see what's in a quick buy, and then you say it. It's gonna
he didn't have it queued, to be fair.
It's gonna be Boots of Travel in the end. So different build for Lina's. Gojira looks very dead here. Does have a TP, but against Earthshaker might be a bit too difficult. There's also Dawnbreaker ulti that can come through.
Guardian. Bryle comes in to get some of that XP back. The 2-man RP. Whisper helped out to kill DJ in the back as Stinger arrives. A skewer across, but Whisper, he needs more,
buyback from Tiny.
Needs more help, he needs more friends. The buyback from Tiny is going to come in and maybe help Stinger get a couple more kills here. The return battle from Beast Coast, picking up the Dawn and the Viper.
Gojira buying back, stealing triple kill from Stinger. This is level 6 Elder Titan. I would prefer if they swap things around a little bit. Maybe Gojira gets that Blink Dagger, but I also want to see Elder Titan scale in this game because he's off to a really good start. And look what he has. He has Empower.
That's true. Wait, what kind of items do we see from this? Because I know Crit likes the Aghanim Scepter, or has in the past, that phase into Ags.
You need one smaller item, like maybe a drums. I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Okay.
Maybe even full bongo boots, so you can be slowed by Dawnbreaker, Dazzle, Viper, and then it gives your team ability to run away.
That's a good idea, yeah.
And then if you have farm, start thinking about getting that Aghanim Scepter, but this is a position 5 Elder Titan we were talking about.
That's maybe a bit of a pipe dream there for him. But with 1,000 gold saved up, he's got some options. What about the hand of Midas on a support, Lacoste? He's shaking his head. He's not even going to dignify that with a response.
I'll just create this sound.
We don't like that, do we?
Well, you do, apparently. I don't.
I was suggesting it. I wasn't condoning it or anything like that. As we get the Midas on the PL, much happier with that.
This particular doesn't make me happy, but yeah, he's playing for the late game. He's thinking about scaling. Did the same thing in all 3 games so far. Twice on PL and once on Juggernaut. On Juggernaut, not as successful because they did get ran over.
Yeah, run over by the Underlord. And K1 secures the top tower with his catapults arriving. DJ looking for Gojira, and he did buy back not too long ago, so this death...
This is going to be 40 seconds, 45 seconds potentially for Tiny.
Put him on the sidelines for a long old time, but the toss back gives him a bit of room to maneuver. Enchant Totem and the Echo Slam, and he pops the stick. Avalanche comes. Gojira, he's on the run.
Does have a Fissure.
He's got the Fissure, lines it up. Dead for 55.
All right, I'm really bad at math.
Oh, I didn't expect that much. Nearly a minute without your Tiny now.
This is where you start pinging your team's items, because you have nothing better to do.
Skewer back.
Skewer back into grave immediately.
Straight off the bat, Dubu saves himself, and Bryle, Solar Guardian to kill off Stinger. See Smile being run at by the Dawn and the Earthshaker, but they're back behind their tower, safe and sound. And it's all noise on the map here from Beast Coast to give K1 that farming time he needs. Still trying to clamber his way up the net worth board. He's overtaken the Dawn and the Magnus now, as we see a pretty dead even game in that win probability.
And we see Phantom Lancer to Mido holding that mid lane. Wants to be able to get his Diffusal Blade and then start to be very annoying poke from the distance. Fnatic does have very good way of counter-initiating. There is Dazzle and also Dawnbreaker ulti, so they kind of want Beast Coast to jump them.
Oh, Stinger, the strength of this ET, able to set up a kill here. Allow the TPs from Beast Coast to arrive. Very good at delaying pushes, defending high ground, but here we see the ability to set up kills, basically from across the map. Bit of pressure onto the mid lane, though, from Beast Coast. See Smile, 2,000 gold saved up again, and this Lina build, he did popularize it a while back. The boosted travel into the BKB, then the Shivers, the Daedalus. We'll see if he goes a similar direction, as he does spend out quite a bit of money there. Going to be bringing the first item, the Mithril Hammer, so BKB definitely on the cards for him.
You need to be able to protect yourself. They don't have abilities that do so. There's like potential tossback from Tiny, maybe a stomp, but if they get initiation on you, you get the Viper Struck, most likely you're gonna die.
And well done by Fnatic, bringing numbers mid just to deter Beast Coast from continuing on that tower. But look at Tiny. Gojira. He's doing this.
Oh, he's alive. I forgot. I thought he's still dead because he used the buyback early on.
Well, he might be dying again now, though. Steals a couple of large creeps from Bryle. Well, the Starbreaker, the stuns, DJ comes, and Gojira's Tiny dead again. This time more like 30 seconds. Yeah, on the mark there, 30. That's Tomato. Gets into the trees, Doppelganger's back to the rest of his team. Still looking for this blink initiation from Whisper. He has that reverse polarity ready. And a smoke in his backpack, so it feels like he wants to make a move.
Skewer's going to be a great tool, keeping target away from Dazzle's grave and potentially putting people out of Solar Guardian, so there's not going to be healing. Stun will not be able to connect. Looking at Gojira, he needs time to recover. He needs to be able to farm his Blink Dagger. This is going to be one of the later Blink Daggers on Tiny, because he did go for the Soul Ring. Some kind of mana is needed.
And how upset are you that Magnus has the Tumbler's Toy and not the Tiny?
Very upset, Gary. Like, you can hear it in my voice.
I'm not happy about that.
It's one of the better ones for Tiny. I mean, it's pretty similar because Magnus does have a Blink Dagger, so having an extra way to close the gap might be better on Magnus this time around.
Yeah, they might swap it out a little bit later on. We'll see what they do with that. As Fnatic, maybe, you know, under the cosh here a little bit with Beast Coast pressure.
Now the Reality Rift is ready.
Bryle getting picked up top. They've got the Fissure from DJ. Jabs trying to slow them with the poison attacks, but Beast Coast look like they're out of there, while C-Smile gets the pick off on Dubu. Kills off the tower as well. On every lane here, Beast Coast playing multiple angles.
You know, the lanes are, and the game's going well when you're getting multiple kills on multiple lanes. Gojira still trying to farm up his Blink Dagger, using that Soul Ring, 4 mana, nuking out the wave, and needs Avalanche to be level 4, and then you instantly kill it. Both position 4 is struggling, but DJ's struggling more. He didn't find, like, if you look at his score, looks really nice. It's 2-1-3, but does have only 6 CS.
Oh yes, it's been a struggle for him. He's got a lot of little items as well. Tranquil's Wand, Raindrops, lots of regen there, so delaying that blink even further. But do you
6 slotted, basically.
Yeah, 16 minutes in, 6 slotted. Do you think Fnatic are okay with the way the game's going? The fact they've got a Phantom Lancer here? Or is Empower, RP, the CK going to be able to handle him late game?
These goes, they scale really well into the late game. ET's level 10, 16 minutes in. He's almost the same level as Viper, so this is supposed to be position 5, right?
Yeah, it was. It was, yeah, he's barely behind that Dawnbreaker. Oh, Laguna Blade, quick and easy.
Fisher not coming in on time, so Dazzle didn't have time to get Grave. Beast Coast, they are all over the place. Every single time someone from Fnatic shows on the lane, they get something done.
Yeah, I mean, when I was asking about that Phantom Lancer fact, they were about 2-3k ahead. Get a couple of towers, get a couple of kills. Now 5k is their net worth lead as they spot DJ. Fisher onto 2 will hold them back, but look at Gojira's positioning. Able to wrap around and find the tiny combo. Light Striker Ray trying to save him with a Solar Guardian, but he's already dead. Coming onto Gojira, Tomato joins the fight. The sleep there, finding the Viper. Jabs dying to the C-Smile. BKB Lina unloading the long-range right-click attacks. And Tomato, well, chasing forward, but clipped by the Light Strike.
RP's still available.
With another stomp, and you're right, Whisper is ready. Has that Blink RP, but it'll tumble down to low ground. They got what they came for, a couple of nice kills, and back away. A buyback as well.
DJ kind of killed his game with this buyback. It's not getting anything out of this. Pretty similar to what happened to Tiny with his first buyback. I like the fact that K1 was sitting on a mid lane, like literally 600 range away from this fight, does not want to join. He wants his BKB. Disassemble, Echo Saber, and then join a fight.
Keep on farming. Top 2 net worth, 10,000 in the pockets of the Lina and the Chaos Knight. We're seeing there, Bryle. He's half the net worth of the Lina, really having a torrid game on this Dawnbreaker.
Those Solar Guardians did not connect. They didn't get any value from those first 3 usages.
And every time he's tried to farm neutral camps, Gojira's there stealing them. Even if Gojira dies, he is limiting the farm of this Dawnbreaker tremendously. And some huge items. There's the BKB you called for on the CK. Blink Dagger is coming for C-Smile's Lina as well, with a Grove Bow. So even more long range and maneuverability.
Plus the double damage. They should try to take a fight and transition this into Roshan, because I don't think Fnatic can strike back with what they got right now on the East Coast.
The hunting top. C-Smile spotted Jabs. Chaos Knight and Magnus here. 3 cores together without the 2 supports.
3 Blink Daggers and 2 BKBs on Beast Coast right now. That means we want to take a fight. And they're not going to even take a fight. They're going to try to force them to come into Roshan with this double damage on Lina.
Actually, go straight into Rosh. Yeah, you're right. Tiny has a blink now as well, doesn't he?
He does.
Fnatic not entertaining this, though. They want to keep farming, try and get their key items before they really feel comfortable taking a team fight. So a freebie for Beast Coast. Slain by them and picked up by C-Smile. An incredibly farmed Lina. We were questioning, there were a few question marks about a first phase Lina, a hero that really hasn't been popular recently, hasn't seen a lot of picks. But Beast Coast just come out and show us it's an incredible hero. Nearly finding Tomato. Oh, it was so close with that Light Strike array, but Tomato very quick on his feet to sidestep it.
This should reveal the ward. The way he moved on the high ground with Phantom Lancer, with the Phantom Rush, should mean that there's some kind of vision in triangle.
Now they should know. This is Bryle. He's picked off in the mid lane, finding Earthshaker in the back as well. C-Smile rips him apart, pops the BKB. The Grave from Dubu will only delay the inevitable death of this Dazzle. Caught in the trees, and a double for C-Smile. 15-8 with a 10k lead 20 minutes in. They are cruising.
7-0-0. He has license to kill pretty much at this point. Holding that Aegis as well, like this is very difficult. He did pop a BKB, wanted to make sure that they're gonna win this fight, and K1, he's been farming with Empower throughout this whole game.
Just look at the damage values there, 14,000. Half magic, half physical from this Lina. Outscaling everybody else on the map. Spectacular performance. Another 2,000 gold saved up for the Lina as well. So I can start thinking about that next item, whether it's going to be the Daedalus, the Shiva's Guard, maybe even like a Skadi. Or do you want an item here that can contend with the Phantom Lancer? Like, I don't know, do you go Maelstrom Lina? You happy enough with the empowered CK to deal with illusions?
CK Illusions getting on the top of jabs. beastcoast still want to take a fight. I wouldn't mind seeing Maelstrom or just fuel Mjolnir into Satanic, this type of a build, to be able to deal with the PL. But looking at how they're going to deal with Phantom Lancer, K1, he's a big fan of Radiance and has that one queued up.
Oh, he does as well. I thought you were joking for a second, but he does. There's a nice little move by Whisper there as well to force the BKB out of jabs. So on cooldown now for 70 seconds, while C-Smile he's wrangled his way out of that bottom lane.
Or not see Smile, because he was invis, right? So they could not get him there.
They could not see him. No.
That is correct, Gary. Still holding Aegis for 2.5 minutes. BKB available one more time. Finally, a neutral item drops for DJ. Finds the big boy Philly, which is going to help him get either a shard or a blink dagger, but that's going to take quite some time. He has 9 CS, that's half CS per minute.
Yeah, you look at Tiny and ET. Tiny has 64 last hits, 24 and 3 on the Elder Titan. And Earthshaker down in the dumps, having a rough one. Needs that blink dagger as quickly as possible. Like, yeah, both of the supports even. Dubu, 2,500 net worth, compared to the 6K of the counterparts on Beastcoast. That's where this massive 13K lead comes from. A monumental start in these first 20 minutes for Beastcoast. Still keeping the pressure on as well. Pushing top tier 2, shoving out waves. And C-Smile able to boot to travel TP to help out the rest of the squad up top. And we've talked about this Empower on the Stinger ET, on the Chaos Knight.
But it's been on Lina. Yeah, you do not have cleave, obviously, but you do have extra damage, so that helps out quite a lot. Hitting level 18, has 4,000 gold saved up, still thinking what his next item is going to be.
Gojira. Coming out of this river. He really is a monster from the depths. Tiny is hunting for them, spotted a couple on the retreat, and Beastcoast smoking into their vision. Seeing DJ, forcing him back, RP solo onto the Viper, toss back in, Tomato low, and Laguna Blade kills off Dubu. C-Smile turns on his BKB, focusing the Phantom Lancer, but Tomato's out of there. Jabs and Bryle now the targets of choice.
From Lina.
Trying to blow up this Viper and get a double kill while K1 backstabs into the retreating lines of Fnatic. Their formation broken, morale in the dumps, and a triple for C-Smile as Beastcoast looking to claim this victory.
Fights are very, very difficult for Fnatic. They can't find
and
opening, and they found another one.
Whispers on DJ now. He might die to the PL illusions, but getting that Earthshaker and an ultra kill for C-Smile's Lina.
2 illusion heroes battling against each other. C-Smile tries to go for initiation with the blink dagger, not the easiest way to initiate on a Phantom Lancer. Oh man, Phantom Lancer, he does have Ether Lens.
Okay, with the shard.
And the shard. That's a bit...
That's not going to help him, is it?
I don't know about this item build.
It might not be it.
Wants to keep the distance, I guess, to be able to not be close to fight and just keep spamming, burning the mana, but then going for S and Y as your next item after finishing the lens. Like, there's just not too much synergy between these two items.
Yeah, and then you've got the fact that DJ's behind, Dubu, he bought back and died, and here we see the team fight back again. Tomato just can't keep going in these team fights. That BKB's up from Beastcoast. Allow them to just rally around this one hero. Lina stands her ground as a turret in the middle of the battle.
Also ET, whoever he gets on top of, losing magic resistance from Spirit, losing physical resistance, it's you get blown up so easily. And Hector
making the calls. I'm buying Radiance, I'm buying Radiance, I'm buying Radiance. That's what's going through his head. Gojira, dead to Tomato. Fnatic getting something under their belts with a kill and a tier 1.
They want to close out this game. I see item on Tiny. Full Vanguard going for Crimson Guard.
Oh, cool.
So that's going to be their way of protecting against the PL and the Illusions. They want to tank up, take one more fight potentially, and try to close out the game. Set of barracks already gone. Next Roshan potentially respawning in minute and 30 seconds.
And K1 might not even get to that Radiance. And there is that Skadi we mentioned on C-Smile. Had 3 options that he really likes to go for on this Lina after that Blink BKB. The Shivers, Daedalus, and Skadi. But opting for the Skadi here against some of the heals, right? The Dazzle, the Solar Guardian from the Dawnbreaker.
It also gives him quite a lot of mana. It's not just Skadi, it's also Skadi and Crystallis.
Oh, wow,
pretty much at the same time.
You're right.
So being able to focus down hero like Viper and Dawnbreaker, this is going to be Lina's focus. You know you're not getting away.
Oh, illusions against illusions. Shard on the Chaos Knight. Throwing another one out there. Bryle. Bryle going to TP. C-Smile already spent the Light Strike array. Can't find the catch on the Dawn. And Gojira down here. Tossing the Lina around, killing off creep waves. What are his last hits now? Yeah, he's nearly at the Crimson Guard. 92. He's basically on par with the Magnus in terms of last hits. Getting a lot of farm priority on this Tiny.
Vesper in this game understanding that it's not about him. He did the farm until CK showed up at his lane 9 minutes in. He's like, I gotta stop. I'm gonna be following my CK, following my Lina.
Well,
they smile using a BKB, but look at that, Scotty slow.
Yeah, it's like they catch the Lina, then she turns around and catches you. Okay, K1. He's in with his BKB on jabs. Solar Guardian from Bryle. Bullying back Beast Coast. Oh! He comes in with the RP. Great there onto jabs, but he's still being slapped around by K1. C-Smile, but no BKB up. Laguna Blade's out, but he's going to drop. Fnatic fighting back and able to take down the big target on Beast Coast.
Earthshaker gets the kill there, so that's 1,000 gold for him. Manages to pick up a Blink Dagger without even using Echo Slam. So DJ's finally back in the game. That's a lot of gold for him. 1,000 and also 1,000 for his team. Suddenly jumps up, closes on that ET's net worth. And Blink Echo Slam going to be huge here. If they can wait out the BKBs of the Lina and the CK, that surprise initiation from the Earthshaker definitely could bring them back into this game. Even though they're a lane down. Bryle's really struggling, having the same amount of farm as position 4 Tiny.
Yeah.
Who did buyback early on, didn't play Dota 2 for a full minute, and now has a Crimson Guard.
Incredibly tanky. Heading into E-Blade next. Beast Coast really just waiting for next Roshan, though. That's going to give them the ability to close this game out. 1 minute remains. And the lines on the map drawn. Fnatic knows it's coming, so they want to try and posture around that Roche pit. Put themselves in a position with a bit of vision. Get rid of whatever Beast Coast observer wards are up here. Farm through this jungle for those tier 3 items as well.
CK changing his item build, going for a Manta style next. Did found
no Raddy.
Radiance from neutral items, Cloak of Flames.
Oh, he did, and K1, he's been jumped here with the Echo Slam in. He'll bomb out of the Shadow Wave, and he's trapped in between the Illusions and the Fissure. Roshan 25 seconds away, and the CK dead for 80.
He bought the Blade of Alacrity and also Ultimate Orb. So giving Fnatic, me might have a game, Gary, because Earthshaker did pick up that Blink Dagger that we mentioned, and finally, Yamato also getting a couple of items, having that Octarine Core, keeping the Psychic Headband. He wants to keep the distance.
I mean, how well can Beast Coast fight without their CK? Can Chris Luck do enough? We'll need some big RPs from Whisper and big moves from Gojira. They're going to Solar Guardian in onto the Fissure. C-Smile, BKB turns again to try and fight the Dawn. But forcing that BKB is huge for Fnatic.
DJ 2 minutes ago did not have a Blink Dagger, and right now he does have 1,000 gold, Blink Dagger plus a shard.
Super farmed all of a sudden. As Fnatic are the ones to make their way into the pit. 25 seconds without your Chaos Knight. ET scouts it with a Spirit and a Stomp. And Whisper has this Blink RP Skewer, looking for an opportunity. Earth Splitter will land into jabs, but Tomato doing a pretty decent job doppelgangering around. I don't think Beast Coast can stop this, though. Dubu's
Jira, think about going in.
Maybe they can make a jump to steal. They're waiting,
Past the
prepping
Crimson.
for the move on in. Gojira stunned up by the Fisher. Roshan nearly dead. The Tiny is the RP. Whisper catches 3. Skewers them back into the stomp and the move in. K1's respawn and he's battling it. Bryle gonna fall here even after the grave while C-Smile trying to open it up. But Phantom Lancer got the Roche, got the Aegis, and Fnatic, they bail.
He got out. That was a nice try there from Tiny to try to steal it. He did steal a shard, so that's pretty big. Holding it for now, definitely not for himself, but we'll be giving it to CK already has one. I wouldn't mind seeing it on ET. Lina's shard is kind of meh. They could give it to Magnus, yeah. I think Magnus gets priority here.
Have that horn toss. I mean, what's the ET shard? The Echo Stomp jump. Put it on auto cast and move yourself around. Beast Coast, thinking about high ground again though. Nether Toxin and Fisher with that Aftershock shard. Super good to delay this push, but the skewer back and the drag in. Reality Rift, another displacement tool that Beast Coast are utilizing very well. Might be forcing the buyback out of the Earthshaker at this point too. Dead for 40 seconds and a catapult wave making short work of the tier 3. K1 in with Whisper, jumping once more, this time onto jabs. They found and isolated the Viper, trying to focus him down.
Damage.
Smile. They've killed him off. He's dead without buyback, and a toss back, saving C-Smile. Tomato and Bryle, they want to chase this, find any stragglers, look for some kills. C-Smile's left alone. Light Strike Array and the movement speed.
Let's have Shadow Blade in a second.
Gojira with the avalanche, the Shadow Blade, but in goes DJ. Echo Slam to kill off 2.
That's a turnaround. DJ did manage to use his buyback and finds a good opening. I think the Grave landed on one of the PL illusions.
Oh, did it?
Instead of Viper, because these fights tend to get very chaotic. There's a lot of stuff on the ground and didn't get Grave on time.
It's difficult for Dubu. Try and get the clicks on the portraits instead of the heroes actually on your screen.
Now we're gonna see that again. The double damage on Lina running.
Yeah.
This is some machine gun stuff.
With the Grove Bow, yeah.
Plus Empower on top of that.
And Whisper being so good finding these targets. A little bit wonky there with the Reality Rift dragging him back to the high ground. And you're right, yeah, Grave on the PL illusion. Good spot. But a good chase back out of the base ball, the rest of Fnatic. Finding a couple of very important kills and defending their their top barracks as well.
And DJ again getting a last hit on Super Farm Hero, extra 500 for him, and also 1,000 round numbers spread across everybody. And I like how they're protecting each other, because he was holding Big Boy Philly until he found the Blink Dagger, and now Dazzle is the one holding it. So did manage to find some farm and have that 4-staff.
Nearly had a heart attack because I pressed my keyboard.
Oh, you thought it was you.
I thought I'd accidentally
Doesn't work
paused.
anymore. We got rid of that for a good reason.
I was like, oh god, please no, not me. But no, we do have a little tech pause coming out as this 18,000 net worth lead has plateaued for the past 5-6 minutes or so. No real increase from Beast Coast, so Fnatic keeping themselves in the game quite nicely, holding their high ground, winning a couple of team fights, or at least breaking even to get some of those big, high priority targets killed off.
And teams are ready to go. Phantom Lancer, Hand of Midas ready.
Aegis still for 2 minutes on him, and that's one of the key things, right? Beast Coast not getting Aegis means Fnatic have another window back into the game with his Tomato Phantom Lancer. As the Solar Guardian from Bryle brings him into the middle of the fight. Slept up and dragged under tier 2, but he's got his BKB to try and run back.
Oh, great RP.
RP in. They've caught the Dazzle and the PL. No Grave comes. Tomato has the doppelganger back, but Bryle being focused down by Gojira. Gets over the Fisher. Gojira gonna turn here onto the PL. He's isolated. Doppelganger buys him space and time as jabs. BKB'd up, but can't stand his ground against the C-Small Lina. Whisper shuffling forward. Skewer and 4-staff. Looking for Tomato. Bryle TP's home.
Vesper's going for full meme build. Yol Scepter, Blank Dagger, Etherlands has a Psychic Headband. So if your chase potential is through the roof. Going for what seems to be Refresher next, the double Refresher. Refresh the Refresher doesn't work like that, but it's good for the memes.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen Arise Magnus for years and years with this kind of build. Whisper bringing it out here on the main stage.
getting closer to that level 20, so extra skewer range.
And ET, yeah, going for the scaling. The two talents he's picked for the spirit bonuses, attack speed, and that hero attack bonus. Looking for the big punches out of Stinger. Oh, look at that.
You go for cleave. You definitely go for cleave. You just hit level 20. You have extra cleave potentially from your Magnus. I mean, you're not the priority target, but you deal well with the PL and the illusions. He's thinking about it.
Yeah, considering his options.
It has to be cleave. You want to scale. Get that BKB up online.
Wait, Chris Luck, or C-Smile, sorry, he's got another DD rune bottled. How many times have we seen this man just find a DD rune that allows them to unlock the enemy base?
That's why he changed his name. He was called
Chris Luck, yeah.
Chris Luck, yeah, and then changed the C-Smile.
They found Bryle. BKB Solar Guardian.
Way too lucky. They caught him. ET ulti.
Oh. This Lena's damage. What, that 500 a hit with the Silver Edge crit. Disgusting stuff. Nice glyph on the courier there. No items on it, but does get away from the grasps of this Lena. And now the net worth building again for Beast Coast. 23,000. Swiftly maneuvering towards the high ground of Fnatic, who are down a hero and no buyback, right?
They put an observer ward inside the base, so Magnus will be looking for something. He will be looking to get that skewer back.
It's all in the back of Tomato. Tomato and DJ, they need the biggest blink echo of his life. No Bryle for 35 seconds. Tier 3 open, toss back jabs. Send him into the Lena's damage. He's being dragged and drifted all the way across the map while Dubu, blown up by the Lena, dead with buyback, but jabs following him into the grave. They can return these two heroes onto the map, but if they do, what do they even accomplish without your Dawnbreaker? You can't really fight anymore, and Mega Creeps are incoming. Beast Coast from bot to top, straight up there looking for these buildings. Double buyback from Fnatic as Tomato, he's aiming for the backlines, the Lena. Silver Edge to invis and slip away. Jabs. Oh, you step too far forward, you get avalanche, but the BKB before the toss. Good turnaround from the Viper.
Ups that Crimson.
Gojira so tanky,
And
four
a nice
staff.
4-staff from Stinger.
Down to the low ground we go. Beast Coast just going to reset. They've forced Fnatic to buy back a number of heroes. Gojira likely to die here with a Solar Guardian landing on his head.
Beast Coast should be pretty happy about this. They did manage to kill full set of barracks bottom. They did kill melee barracks on top, and now the only one that is left is the range barracks. And you know that CK at every point of the game will be able to have enough damage and backdoor, so you will be playing against Mega Creeps, and you need to start prepping for it.
Yeah, when's this Roshan coming? 50 seconds until fast spawn. If it's another quick one, could be good for Beast Coast. And you were right, ET with a cleave talent.
He was thinking for a
next.
very long time. He was thinking about it.
Asking
He
his
got
team,
level 20, level 21. He checked Dota buff, see what the other ET players are going to go for, and yeah, trying to farm the Aghanim Scepter. It's a late game security. You're a real menace.
I was like, pause the game, bring your coach over, tell Axel to come in. He's like, is it griefing if I go cleave talent? I was like, no, go. You're against a PL, it's fine.
It took him over 2 minutes to pick up the level 20 talent.
It did, yeah. A lot of consideration went into it. Beast Coast focusing on this lane shove. Keep every wave across the river, because all they have to do is enter the base from one point, get to that final barracks, look for tier 4s, and put this massive net worth lead to use.
Level 25 CK, 10 second Phantasm duration. Wants to be able to get those lanes pushed in. 5,000 HP on this hero.
And Gojira, very aggressive with his maneuvering there. Gonna get caught up by the Fisher and the Aftershock, but he's got to go Scepter and try and get away from this PL. Hexed up for a touch, but full staffed out is KE1 inside the Nether Toxin, not worrying too much about it. And Whisper, he's in there with the RP on the Phantom Lancer, but they're unable to really follow through just yet. K1 and C-Small, BKB's wearing out. DJ in onto the Lena now, and they killed off the Lena. Fnatic, an opening now for them. Another massive kill.
Someone needs to be inside the base. Brawl's going to be the one TPing. Roshan spawning in 15 seconds. C-Smile does have buyback if necessary. RP landing only on Phantom Lancer. He needs to go for different targets. Very difficult to just burst him, especially if there's already a couple of illusions. So this is third Roche. Let's see what he has in his inventory.
A couple of seconds and then he'll pop back up. What is it? Refresher and cheese. Tier 4 items coming now as well. Fnatic, they scout the Roche. They are 5 alive. Lina dead for a minute. It's another opening for them. Tomado's in the pit. Beast Coast, do they know what's going on?
Seems like they do. They covered the whole mini-map where they are and got it correctly.
They've got a read on it. Top lane being defended by Viper.
Yep, he's sending out illusions to those range barracks. Viper trying to defend.
We'll clear them out. Dubu also TPing to death. A slow extended Roshan from Fnatic now leaves Tomato and Bryle open to initiation. Beast Coast, 20 seconds still with no Lina, but the jump in the pit is a real...
Jira made the slots already. He got the Aegis.
He gets it, steals the Aegis, and Bryle shredded by K1. Tomato, he's fighting Gojira now. They'll kill off the Tiny.
He's still not dead. Will die eventually.
Dies to the damage over time while Stinger caught out with the stuns of DJ. But Jabs forced to BKB and K1.
C-Smile wants to go for mega creeps.
He's up on that top lane, killing off the final barracks. He's going to wrap around in behind. Oh, dusted up C-Smile. He's open up on Jabs. Huge damage onto the Viper as they land in with a Solar Guardian. But Fnatic, they've been backstabbed in. The Echo Slam's good. They find the kill.
They get both Whisper and C-Smile and they're not down. Now it's time to strike.
Get into K1. Tomato's Phantom Lancer. This is where he shines. Late game, chaotic team fights. No Lina, no Magnus. K1 hexed up, turned into a piggy. They're going to try and barbecue him here as K1 is hunted down with a Fisher blocking him in. Fnatic will surround him and the Centaur coming in clutch as well. Stops up the CK and kills him off.
Oh, look at the base. There's 3 waves approaching. They need to do something about this. So CK dead, Lina dead, and Magnus. All 3 cores dead. Problem is they need to push out those waves. Bryle, they did manage to take the cheese away. Not sure who got refresher because there was way too many units in that Roche pit. I don't see it, so someone...
cheese on Bryle.
Someone might have popped it.
Aegis got taken by Gojira. And yeah, not sure about that shard. It's there. It was on the Dawnbreaker. She used it. We could see that in
These
the fight
fights
recap.
are very chaotic. Fighting
really
against the Phantom Lancer in late game with Dazzle. Like, Dazzle deals ton of damage. Every single time PL and the illusions connect onto one target, every single heal deals ton of damage.
Zap! Take him down. And then you've got Dawnbreaker. Coming back in with Solar Guardians. You've got buybacks out of heroes like the ET.
Fnatic, they're playing like they need this one to go to TI. Because
they do!
Because they do, yeah, you're right.
Oh, this fight was so long and extended. Yeah, all the way back towards that dire base. And DJ holding that Echo Slam for the perfect timing to make sure Fnatic win the most important team fight of this tournament so far for them. Tier 2 tower crumbling under Tomato's damage. Still a massive challenge for them to keep the creep waves away from their base though. Megas are trending towards the dire top lane. Bottom going to push in shortly as well. And now that Beast Coast have everybody alive.
It was a good choice from Beast Coast not to use their buybacks. Tiny getting
Gojira.
caught.
Can they save him with the Ghost Scepter? He's got the Witchbane to dispel it off. So Gojira needs the Crimson Guard to buy time for himself to survive. And Fnatic, oh, they're smoking in the back. They found a little hidey hole in the trees while C-Smile, he popped the smoke on DJ. So they knew the Lina was lurking somewhere.
Mado's out of mana, they need to fall back. Look at the drawings from Whisper. He wants all 3 lanes to be pushed in so he can go and find an RP. He does have Refresher, he does have Ninja Gear, so smoke for now, going also into Shadowblade.
Smokes for days.
Wants to be able to find a really good opening for them.
Oh, this soft push from Beast Coast. Getting harder and harder. The CK Illusions going straight for tier 4s. Outpost grabbed as well. Fnatic on their last legs. Still holding cheese on Bryle. Earthshaker smoked up as well with his ninja gear, swapping it back and forth between that ceremonial robe and reducing that status and magic resistance. So good on an Earthshaker who blinks in and Echo Slams.
only 3 buybacks. CK will be the 4th one, having it in 20 gold, but Tiny, Shaker, and Lina having it. And they have Boots of Travel on Lina, so she can be the one taking up some of the damage, coming back into the fight. If they want to play this safe, they can wait for the next Roshan, but I feel like beastcoast might want to strike before. Maybe it's too late. Like this is a potential comeback from Fnatic.
This is a PL game. This is absolutely a PL game for Tomato, even against Mega Creeps. So I think you're right. beastcoast want to put this one to bed. Bonk it on the head, as the panel would say. As they do get in on top of Bryle, but he's force-staffed away. beastcoast keeping all of these lanes in the Dire base, though. And an RP jumping onto Jabs. He's small there towards the Viper.
There's the Grave.
The Grave comes in time. Buys a bit of space for Jabs now to turn on to Stinger. The RP again. Whisper, he's on 3 of them, and K1 cleaving in. C-Smile shreds through the PL. And
That's
Fnatic
it.
now
There
with
is no buyback
heroes remaining. 1 buyback from the Viper, but that's got to be game. Fnatic so close, and K1 drops the 4 RTZ. Arturito saved up by beastcoast.
Oh man, they actually wrote it in the old chat. Whew. They're keeping EG's dream alive and also killing Fnatic's dream to go qualified to TI through points, so they will need to find their way through regional finals or the last chance qualifier tournament. But yeah, beastcoast keeping themselves alive in this major,
Yes.
making a lower bracket run. This is how it all starts.
This is how it all starts. I mean, Gojira